Hi guys, Dr. Ploy from West University Wellness here. Just wanted to tune in and tell you guys a couple of things that you guys can do at home to help start your labor. Or even if your labor has started and has plateaued, then this can be some things that can help push you to the next stage. Before we get started, I also really want to make sure that one thing that you're aware of, whatever stage of pregnancy you're in, or even if you're in active labor, you want to make sure that you're aware of where you are. So make sure you contact your birth providers, your birth team, whether that would be your awesome doula or your OB midwife, anyone else like that. So that way you guys can also know kind of what steps are appropriate. Or if you guys are, of course, patients of mine, then just give us a call and let us know. There's always a lot of things that we could do. But if you've already tried, the spicy food, different tinctures, nipple stimulation, sex and orgasms, and all those sort of fun things, and you still need a couple of different things to help progress your labor along. These are some really helpful things that I have found to be really useful for my patients and also for myself as well. Okay, so first you want to, again, understand what stages of labor you're in, where you are in the pregnancy, if your body is ready for something like this. And again, if you can do all of this and baby won't come if they're not ready to come. So that's kind of rule number one. You're no longer in control. Baby is the pilot of all those things, and he or she or them are going to dictate when they're ready. But the best thing you could do is try to prepare your own body so that way you guys can sync up really nicely, and you can have that connection from the beginning, and then makes delivery and labor itself so much easier. One of the things that I found really helpful is to first create a really safe mental space. You need to be able to be in a state of relaxation. It's hard to think about that while you're feeling these waves of contractions, and some are a little bit more uncomfortable than others, but you need to be able to have a mind space where you're able to relax, feel and let go. So if you're within the last month of pregnancy, or even any part of pregnancy, or even leading up to it, what I found really helpful is positive affirmations. I would get little post-it notes and put it on my mirror in the morning and say things to myself to really help encourage my body, and also to trust yourself that you can go through all of this. So that way, when you're ready to call on those things, your body already has the mental ability to believe those things, and then it's a lot easier for you to accomplish. But it's never too late to get started. So if you guys need any positive affirmations, send us a message, or if you have really good ones that you like to use for yourself, post it on here so that way you can share it with others as well. Again, it's really important that you're able to relax. You want to be able to allow the body to be in a nice balance between your sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. If your senses are really heightened and you feel stress and you're kind of jittery and overly excited, if it is a very exciting time, baby most likely won't come during that time, because they want to feel like it's a safe environment to get into, that you're nice and relaxed, that everything will be calm. And so the best thing to do is just relax and kind of give yourself that mental clarity as well. Next is getting moving and exercising. It's great to change positions, whether if you're walking around a lot, maybe try backwards walking. If you're sitting a lot, then try sitting on a birth ball instead of just the couch. You are connected to the baby, so whatever actions you're doing, the baby is also doing. So if you're sitting on the couch all day, then baby is sitting on the couch all day. And so you want to get those movements and exercises going, so that way it helps to stimulate movement, and also helps encourage the baby have a motivation to keep moving as well. Along with that, just changing and exercising helps to change the positioning of your pelvis and stretch different muscles, which is really important because you want that nice variety of movements throughout the body, so that way it can accommodate the different things that are about to come. And so birthing ball is a great one to do. Hands and knees all four. You can do a rebosa over the belly and have your partner pull. I go through a whole host of things if you guys need a little bit more of a detail of different positionings that you can get into. And of course, if you have a great doula and a birth team, then they can also always guide you through that as well. Next, like what I said, you really want your pelvis to be in a nice position. So really good thing to do is, of course, get adjusted. We are open a little bit on reduced hours, but it's a great time to get adjusted. Sometimes you're just not paired up perfectly to where everything is lining up, and so that adjustment will line things up a little bit faster, get you and baby connected, so that way the passageway to delivery is a little bit easier as well and quicker, without a lot of discomfort. So sometimes we can determine if there's any sort of restrictions in your tailbone or pubic bone, or even tightness in your glutes around ligaments, or different types of things that are going on that we can just help to realign the body, reset things, so that way things can go a lot smoother. And then next, what I really like to do is I do a couple of acupressure areas as well. Here at WestU, we do a labor prep protocol that I like to use. I spend about 45 minutes or an hour during each session, and during that, what I do is I work around belly, glutes, around ligaments, just kind of loosening everything up, letting baby get into a good positioning, getting you relaxed. And also during that time, I like to incorporate these acupressure points, which is really great if you like to use oils as well, because I do. So really great oils to use in combination to this would be any of the good woody smells, clary sage, cloves, all those good things are really great to surround yourselves in. You might want to have a little bit of smell of that before this starts to make sure that you like those smells, because different senses can be heightened during that time. So, and a little bit goes a long way. So only a couple droplets on a non-fragrant lotion, or even coconut oil, whatever you like to use as a carrier. And you can use this throughout the body and use it over those acupressure areas. So I want to show you guys 4 acupressure spots that you could use on yourself that you can actually easily reach around on your own and find, so that way you can help things progress as well. The first one is called liver 4. This one's a very common one that you might hear about, which is associated with pain and relaxation and things like that, and it's very easy to find and very comfortable to find on your own. The way you find that, it's actually on your hand, and if you pinch it close, you see how that line goes, and then your skin kind of pinches up. Right at the end of your line, that line is right where it is. And the interesting thing about acupressure and acupuncture is that everyone's points are a little bit different, because all of us are a little different, but there's no cookie cutter recipe, right? And so all the measurements are actually depending on your hand size and finger sizes and things like that. So everyone's going to be a little bit different. So I'm going to show you these landmarks according to how your body lands, so that way you can find the closest spot to yourself. And of course, if you guys have questions, comment below and I can answer more in detail. Okay, so this one, liver 4, you're gonna go all the way down to the line. This is right where it is. So what I like to do, just like this, I squeeze it just like this, and I do a little round massage. And you can actually do it on both sides at the same time, because like you see right here, touching both sides, and just a little round massage. And this is really easy when you're just sitting there and you're just kind of like, okay, thinking about your day, kind of calming things down. And you might actually even find that one side might be more tender or more firm than the other, and that's perfectly fine. That could be associated with different areas in the body, or different tension throughout the body areas as well. The pressure that you want to use with all of these acupressure is firm pressure. You want to be able to feel it. You don't want to be too firm where you're bruising yourself at all, but you want to be able to feel that pressure going down. The other thing that you want to remember about these acupressure points is that the more often and the longer that you use it, the more effective it'll be. So I would recommend doing this a couple of times, every couple of hours. I would say maybe 3 to 5 minutes at each point, every couple of hours, especially if you're in that active labor, contraction, feeling those waves, feeling things plateaued, needing things to progress. The more you do this, the better it'll be. If you only do this once a day for like a minute, that most likely won't work out. Unless you're really aggressive with it. Okay, the next one that I want to show you is called bladder 32. This one is actually in your lower back, almost or on your sacrum. So I have my little acupuncture guy here, and he's actually if you can see, his butt goes up here and it's going to be actually right on the side of your butt. So you can actually reach around and then with your thumb kind of feel right where that crease is, right between the bone and your sacrum right here. And you're just going to do a little bit of downward pressure with your thumb on it. So on the acupressure spots, I always like to do a little round circulation pressure, and again, using the oils that we talked about is perfectly fine on these areas. And you can also do these on both sides at the same time. So you can reach both hands around and then do this at the same time. The next two are actually on your leg. So the first one is spleen 6, which is really easy to find. It's actually going to be behind your ankle. So behind your ankle bone and between your Achilles tendon, it's right halfway between that point. So you want to be behind the bone, but in front of the tendon. And actually, I will show you guys in a little bit, in just a second. I've actually marked my own leg so that way you can see exactly where it is. It's a little bit easier. But the next one is also on your leg. It's called bladder 60. But basically, you're going to measure 4 of your fingers just like this. You're going to put it on top of your ankle. And then, of course, you know, his hand's a lot bigger or smaller than my hands. But basically, it's going to be 4 fingers above your ankle, and it's going to be right behind that bone, and that's going to be bladder 60. So those are going to be the 4 points that you want to do. So hands, back, ankle, and calf right there. So those are 4 points that were really great. And I'll show you guys on my ankle. I've actually marked it. Okay, so, 1 second. Okay, so pardon my leg, but this one is the spleen 6, again, right behind that bone, before the Achilles tendon, halfway there, right there. And then this one, this is where your ankle is, so 4 fingers up, and then right there, right behind that bone. So that's where your spots should be. Okay, well, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this. If you've been here and have done any of my labor prep, please comment below on how you've liked it, or how any success stories you want to share with anyone, any positive affirmations you want to share with anyone as well, which I find is always really helpful. I am here and available to do labor prep protocols as well, so if that's something that you need, please call our office and I can discuss a little bit more about that. But of course, it all really depends on what stage you're in and what your body is ready for. But we can always read all of those things and help you along the way. So I hope you guys have a good Friday. Have a good one. Bye.